So guys, I thought I would post a video of a starter swap on a 2011 Tahoe. Looked online, there weren't any available, and figured I'd do this to help everyone out. Pretty easy swap. All you're going to need are a 9/16 socket, a 1/2 inch socket, some extensions, and really that's about it. A Phillips head screwdriver to get some of the screws out for the inner fender. So this is an LTZ, it's a 2011, it's got 50,000 miles on it, not many. It's actually my wife's car and we were having problems with her getting stranded. I'm actually going to swap the battery out in here too because we're getting some odd voltage readings along with the car not starting. But the starter on this car is pretty simple. It's actually located right in this area right here. We're in the passenger wheel well. To get to it, you're just going to take out the inner fender well, and then you get access to the transmission bell housing and starter mount right there. So one thing that'll help you, the best way to bring the starter out is actually to come out through this wheel well. Some people say you can loosen the brake line underneath the car and wiggle it out that way, but you might damage a brake line, and you don't want to do that. This is your, right here, your main power cable coming down from the battery. It actually goes in right here, bolts up right there. You'll want to take that out just so you can get it out. Getting out's pretty easy. There's just a bolt holding on the main power supply, and then a just quick connect from the fuse box that triggers a starter. You have two bolts. You'll have to get up under the car. I'll show you how we put that back in, but other than that, it's pretty easy. So this is our starter right here. This is actually the second starter. I got a remanufactured starter, put it in here. Just having problems with the solenoid, so having to replace it again. Really not much to it. It's just going to go up under the passenger side of the rear of the engine block. It's got two bolts that hold it in. They're 1/2 inch. Pretty easy once you kind of get it supported. The only awkward thing is when you're underneath the car, lying under the driver's side control arm, you got to kind of position your arm up over the frame to hold it in, and then use your right arm while you're lying under the car to thread the bolts up in there. And once you get everything in there, you can tighten it up and connect the electrical supply. All right, so to get the starter in, you're just going to position it right through here. You do have to be a little finicky to get this through, but as you see, once you get it past the heat shield, it just goes right in. Alright, so this is our main cable power supply for the starter, and as you can see, we got the starter back in place. One thing to remember is there's a heat shield that's right there on the top. Just remember to put that back on before mounting it back in there. One thing that's a good idea on the main power supply is to take some electrical cleaner and just give it a good cleaning. Make sure you get a good contact. It's going to mount right on the brass post you see there. So you're going to just run it back over the frame rail, mount it there. It's got a little nut that comes with it, 1/2 inch again, and you'll just put it in there. Additionally, you have your control, which is right here. It'll go in this little socket right up top. You'll just slide it back in. You'll take that off initially. It's just got a little clip you can see right there. You just use a flat head to kind of give it a little pry, and then pull the clip out. Again, make sure this is good and clean before you stick it back in here. I'm going to do some work to clean it off real quick, and then get all the electrical connections back. And then all you got to do is put the inner fender well back on, button up the tire, and attach the ground, and you're good to go. All right, so we got everything buttoned up. You can see we got the control line going in and then your main power line hooked up.